Hi there, welcome to my house. I'm Michael and today I'm going to present you another amazing recipe. We're going to do a light summer coleslaw with a lot of Asian influence in it, a lot of umami. We're gonna have some soya sauce, rice vinegar, lime, peanuts, sesame, grapes. I hope you will enjoy this recipe with me, so let's start cooking. The first thing I'm going to do is chop our peanuts. So this basically what we're doing here is a crust that will come at the end into the coleslaw just to bring a little bit of crunchiness. So roughly chop your peanuts there on the chopping board. You don't really want to do this in a robot because you want it to be quite consistent because you want a light bite to it. So with the knife, nice and chop, doesn't take long. There we go. Then same chopping board, you just add your resin to it. And again, chopping again. You want to try to have a nice homogeneous, everything the same really, the peanut and the resin. You want them not to be too chopped but nice and coarse. So here we're done. Next thing we're going to do, just going to put them in a non-stick pan. So what we're doing here really is put them on a low heat just to start to toast the nuts a little bit and get this sweetness out of the resin. There you go, low heat. Next up, we have some boiling water here. I add a little bit of salt and I put my quinoa in. Back on the stove. We're going to bring them to a nice simmer and we're going to cook them for roughly 16 to 18 minutes. We still want to keep a little bite to it. Next, let's do our dressing. So, take a bowl. First thing we're going to do is put our peanut butter at the bottom of the bowl. So here the peanut butter really works like a mixing agent, like you would put, for example, you would put your egg yolk when you start a mayonnaise. This will give really the base of our dressing. So peanut butter, whisk, rice vinegar, simply inside, there you go. You don't need to whisk or do anything, just put first off your rice vinegar and your soya sauce. If you don't want to use soya sauce because you're gluten-free, you can use tamari, it works very well into the recipe too. So first we'll whisk everything, combine it together, just to have a nice and smooth base for our dressing. There we go, nice thick paste, smooth. Next, olive oil, straight in. And toasted sesame oil. Give a little shake to the pan just to make sure everything gets toasted all around. So now I mix my oils with my base. Here we are. Next, just keep an eye on these nuts. You don't want them to get too black. You just want a nice and toasty color. Next, lime. one nice big juicy lime, squeeze it in. Nice citrusy, limey flavor in there. And again, mix. Next, to finish the first part of our dressing, we're going to grate garlic and ginger. You want to do this a little bit in advance, perhaps, so you get a nice garlic and ginger flavor into the dressing. Here we have our nuts. I can see they start to color now. I put the pan on low heat, and I can smell already the toasty peanut flavor going through. So here we have our garlic that I will grate into the dressing. Just raw, nice and finely grate. You can use a grater if you want. Here I use one of them microplane, just to get a nice and fine pulp. You want to scrape the outside of the garlic. We don't really want to grate the germ in there. There we are. We have a nice garlic paste here that we're going to scrape into the bowl. Now we'll do same with the ginger. We'll peel the ginger beforehand. Just to remove this hard skin, the out layer, the hard skin. You want roughly a thumb of ginger, fresh ginger going in there. Again, scrape it into the dressing and give it a little whisk. There we are. That's our dressing ready now. We'll just leave it on the side. We'll let the garlic go through and the ginger go through, and we'll finish our coleslaw with that dressing a little bit later on. So I can see now our peanuts are well toasted and our grapes are starting to caramelize. What I do now, I add my sugar and I add my sesame, that I will then bring back on the stove. Again, now what I'm doing here is caramelizing the sugar, coloring the toasted sesame, and then we're going to deglaze with, again, tamari sauce or soya sauce, depending if you gluten-free or not really. It's going to baste our mix here. We're going to have a nice baste, and basically this will cool down, and because of the caramelization of the sugar and the soya sauce or tamari sauce, basically it's gonna get nice and crunchy. This will be the texture. This will bring quite a bit of texture for our salad. So, talking about the salad, let's do it. We have one pepper, medium size or big size. So this is quite big, so I'll use half or 3/4 of it. 2 carrots and 1/4 of white cabbage. First thing, I'm going to peel the carrot. There we are. Just cut the edge. So this is our carrot peel. Next, we're going to grate the carrot into the bowl. Again, this will bring some texture. And because of the dressing, you want to have a nice crunchy carrot and juicy. You'll have the nice taste of the carrot coming through and sweetness. Our grated carrot. Next thing we'll add to it, it's our pepper. Cut the edge off. Cut the pepper in 4. And we'll remove the seeds. So we have nice 4 pieces of pepper. Next thing, just gonna cut the pepper into nice long piece, like so. There you go. Add your pepper to your carrots into the bowl, very easy. Next thing, the white cabbage. So I already had quite a big white cabbage, so I've cut it in half. We're gonna cut it in half again. So we'll get a quarter. This recipe is for 4 people, so a quarter of cabbage is plenty. Then what we're going to do is slice it very thinly. Like this, or like I'm going to do now. It's quicker and better with our mandolin, straight into the bowl. As you can see, we have nice and thin slice of cabbage coming out. Do be careful your finger, as it's quite a sharp utensil. There we are. Our cabbage is nice and sliced. And then last thing we'll add is our chopped herbs. So here I have chopped coriander. I'm gonna chop the coriander. You can leave a little bit of stalk. It'll bring extra flavor. Roughly chopped. You can use one machine to chop it, but you don't want the liquid to come out. I find that with this electric machine you use with the blade, the mixer, you end up with a black, wet coriander, and here really you just want the vibrant color and the freshness of the coriander into the salad. Right, next I'm going to cut our halloumi. You want to count 3 to 4 slices per person, and you want to cut the halloumi a good half centimeter thick. Just so you keep the thickness and the texture when you pan fry it. So how are we going to pan fry this halloumi? We're gonna have a nice and hot non-stick pan on. And basically, let's get the pan very, very hot. No oil whatsoever. The cheese straight into the hot pan, and you want to get a nice color. I would say golden color, a nice golden color on both sides. We'll just cook them 2 minutes on one side and 2 minutes on the other side. So you just wait for the pan to get hot. while we wait for this, we have now our crust. That's nice. As you can see, you can hear, it's nice and crunchy. This is really like a little bit of granola texture. We're gonna add this to our salad. I think the pan is ready. So how do you know if the pan is ready? You just put your alumi in. If the alumi starts singing, then it's ready. If it doesn't make any noise, do not worry, just take it off and put it back in. Turn it over. There you go, we have a nice golden color. At the same time, the quinoa is ready, so we're gonna pass the quinoa. I passed it and leave it in the colander just to have the steam evaporate a little bit. And this, you want it warm. You want to put it in there because this is going to cook your coleslaw a little bit. Let's finish the salad. We put our dressing in it. And we're going to mix. So now you have this lovely dressing going through the coleslaw. It's melting away. Again, we didn't add any salt in there. All the seasoning is natural with the soya or the tamari sauce. You've got the crunchiness. I can smell the peanuts and the lime here. You can see it's very attractive. It's bright and tasty. Once you've mixed it a little bit, add your warm quinoa in. And this will just melt away a little bit the cabbage, the pepper, and the carrot. Here we are, little taste always. Very nice. Now let's dress it. So this you can put on the table as a little extra for a barbecue, for example, or you can serve it as a dish. So what I'm doing here, you put it in your bowl. That's nice and like lunch, if you like, in the bowl. And then this is basically your vegan dish. Now we're just going to add the halloumi to it. And here you have it, your summer Asian coleslaw with your pan-fried halloumi. Nice, light, refreshing, and amazing flavor. I hope you enjoy. Bon appétit! If you enjoyed today's recipe, please like and subscribe to my channel to discover more interesting recipes.